What's up everyone? So this weekend I am replacing the flywheel on Frankie the 4Runner. The damage from the previous starters have just kind of done a number on it and it's been grinding out the teeth. And now it's getting to the point where almost 75% of the time I need to pop the hood, crank it over just a little bit so I can find some fresh teeth for the starter to engage and actually turn over the engine. I'll show you that in just a sec. But what I got here is new flywheel from AutoZone, which will be going on today, and I picked up a new transmission jack from the Harbor Freight because they were having a sale. So let's back out the truck and get it all ready, and yeah. So I got the truck backed out. I'm gonna try and recreate the problem so you can hear what I'm hearing and feeling every time I go to start the truck. Like, of course now it's doing it just fine and it's starting up just fine, but let me see if I can get it to make the problem happen. Well, that was a complete bust. Seems to want to start up 100% of the time now. I think it's camera shy. Woo! Sun just came out. There we go. Earlier this week, I had to, get out and crank it over a few times. I'll show you what I do on that, because that might be beneficial to someone somewhere. So if it's making that noise and you're in a parking lot somewhere and you have your trusty tool bag, which I would think if you have this old of a truck, you should, grab a 19mm socket and a wrench or something that you can get enough torque on it. And what we're gonna do is come right down here to our main pulley, which is this guy right here. I'm gonna slip that guy right on there. And we're just gonna give it a one, maybe two cranks over, if that. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna move our flywheel just a little bit. So in my case, a good number of these teeth have been ground down from the previous starter. So when it's ready, the starter's sitting right here and all these are ground down, so it's just buzzing. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna turn it, oh, that's heavy. Just gonna turn it a little bit, and then the starter's gonna be repositioned where there's good teeth. So that's how I've been starting it a lot of mornings and in a lot of parking lots. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's, it's an old truck and it's a learning experience. So all that to say, grab our new transmission jack and get to dropping the transmission and yeah, swapping out that flywheel. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna start by removing these 4 bolts here and release the rear axle. Unplug our speedo. Come over here. We're going to unbolt our front axle here and there and free that up. And then also disconnect our different backup sensor light and 4-wheel drive sensor connectors as well. Then we're gonna come up here and we're going to remove these and disconnect these, get those out of the way. That way we can get the transmission ready to drop. And then we'll actually unbolt the bell housing and that'll be fun. So we just removed this, we put a rag over the top of that so no dust will fall inside of it or screws or bolts or anything like that. Next we're going to come down here. We're going to remove the clutch release which we don't need to disconnect it or anything. We just need to undo these 2 bolts and push it out of the way. And then we're going to loosen up all of the bell housing bolts and get that ready to go. We'll also take off the starter, which is just on the back side of here, which is 2 bolts. And then everything will be supported by this, and maybe we'll leave 1 bolt in there just to kind of keep it in there. Roll the transmission jack underneath here, support all the weight, and then we'll undo these 4 bolts and slide the thing back, and then everything down. Okay, so we just got all the bolts out of the bottom of the bell housing out, and those are ready to go. There's just 2 more at the very top, which are a little bit more tricky to do, which we're gonna get to in a sec. So if we're looking at the back of the firewall, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There's a bolt right inside there. And there's one on this side, and there's one on the other side as well. Those are gonna be the 2 trickiest bolts on the transmission hump to get out. Okay, so we took a 17mm open-ended wrench, and we reached way back here, got it set on, and then we're only able to move it roughly, I don't know, like 1.5 inches or so. And then bring it back up, and slowly back that out. Okay, so we just got the transmission out and on the floor, which is real nice and kind of scary. I took it way too slow, but it's all right. Safety first. So next we need to pull out the clutch bolts. There's, was it like 6 or 8 of them around here. Remove that, and then we'll have access to the flywheel. We'll take off the flywheel and swap that out, and then put everything back together. I'd highly recommend doing this with a buddy. I've got my father-in-law with me and my other buddy Tyler, who is also named Tyler. So we've been tearing this out together, and yeah, last time I did this, I dropped the transmission because I was doing it myself, dumped oil all over the garage, made a huge mess. Don't recommend doing it alone. You can do most of it yourself, but it's always good to have another pair of hands. So yeah, we're going to swap that out, and yeah. Well, that was fun, pulling everything out. So now it's time to reverse that and just put it all back together. Yeah, keep watching, enjoy. So this is the flywheel here. Looks pretty good, but if you look a little bit closer, here these gears, focus, are, you know, they're starting to shine down, and these ones are all torn up right in here. And it comes about, to about right in here. So what would happen is that the teeth were just spinning over this. It would hit this and it wouldn't engage, I guess. And if I, just came out and I just turned it a little bit so the teeth were engaging here, it would be fine. But yeah, on all the teeth, they've all got little indentions and stuff all the way around it. Now, a lot of these don't look bad enough to actually cause any problems, but yeah, it's just like one of those, one in every, you know, 5 starts, it would be right in the bad spot and just sit there and spin. Yeah, so I got the reflection there. So that was it. Unfortunately, it was a, you know, $55 new part, but at least it'll start, hopefully, first time every time. And yeah. The whole thing took about 6 hours or so. I started, I think, at like 10 o'clock this morning. It's about 5 o'clock now, but there was a lunch break, some downtime, trying to figure out the battery and whatnot. So I think roughly it took about 6 hours to do with, you know, a couple guys. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. If you get the Harbor Freight transmission jack, highly, highly recommend it. It's only $100 and it's always on sale. Use that 20% coupon because, you know, you can. And another thing that actually my brother was teaching me was I got this little go bag here that has my Toyota toolkit in it. So I did just about the entire project with most of the tools in here, which is, you know, a couple of extensions, socket wrenches, open-ended wrenches. I got, yeah, quite a few things like that. I like to have a toolkit that has just about everything I'm gonna need in it, or at least enough tools in it that I could get by in a frustrated effort to get me off the highway or off the dirt road or whatever. So I don't know, I would recommend that you start your own little toolbox, tool bag, tool kit of some sort for your vehicle. I love Toyotas because everything is 10, 12, 14, 17, and 19. The occasional 21 or 22, but if you're using those, then, you know, it's you done effed up, Ron. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. I got a lot of dirty hands and only a few scrapes, so that's good. But I had a great time hanging out with my friends and my father-in-law working on my truck. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want. If not, I'll just keep making videos and you can find them whenever you need them. Hope you got something out of it. I think I already said that. I think that wraps it up. Yeah, bye.